In the empire of Baymard, the king, Landon Barn, has embarked on a covert mission. A man who crossed the threshold of life and death, leaving his former world for this one, he has transformed a struggling land into an industrial powerhouse. Unbeknownst to his people, he has left for the coast to confront the Temple of Adonis, setting the stage for a new era of naval warfare. While their king travels the seas, life in Baymard continues at a breakneck pace. It is the first day of summer, and the academy gates are open for the entrance examinations. George Kramer, a young man who fled Corona to seek a better life, stands amidst the crowd, his heart racing with the weight of his family's future on his shoulders. Amidst the sea of strangers, George spots his unconventional friend, Frederick Mosey. Their bond, forged in the fires of earlier rejections, provides a sliver of comfort in the high-pressure environment of Baymard's elite culinary and bartending academy. The bells ring, signaling the start of the challenge. The instructors, dressed in pristine professional gear, outline the grueling path ahead, 9 examinations over 5 days. Only the best will rise to become the culinary masters of the continent. George is assigned to Group 32. The task is simple in theory: prepare a dish involving potatoes, but the pressure is immense. He meticulously selects his raw materials, testing the quality of each ingredient with the precision of an artisan. He picks up a knife, feeling its weight and balance. With every rhythmic thud on the chopping board, George pours his hopes into the preparation. Though his technique is still raw, he strives for the uniformity he has studied so tirelessly. The judges roam the floor like hawks, their eyes scanning for mistakes. They look for presentation, technique, hygiene, and execution. George watches them with trepidation, praying he hasn't faltered under the immense scrutiny. The critique is brutal. One judge points out a slight burning smell he failed to notice while cooking. For a moment, George feels his world collapsing, his eyes misty with the fear of failure and the weight of his family's expectations. But then the tide turns. Despite his technique flaws, his dishes' texture and taste earn him a passing grade. George Kramer has cleared the first hurdle. The road ahead is long, but he has taken his first step. Elated, George rushes home to share his success, only to find his sister locked away in her room. She has failed her Law Academy examination. The joyous atmosphere of Baymard feels worlds away from the silence of their apartment. George breaks into her room, offering comfort. He learns the difference between their paths. His academy tests for culinary precision, while the Law Academy demands an understanding of justice, a concept she struggled to grasp today. While dreams are tested in Baymard, far out on the Arcadina coast, the air is thick with heat and tension. A fleet of 46 ships sails in formation, oblivious to the metal monstrosity rapidly closing in on them. The scouts, fried by the relentless sun, struggle to make sense of what they see. A flying whale? A metal monster? They scramble to ready their primitive defenses, their hands shaking as they prepare to face the unknown. On board the battleship, Landon and his men are oblivious to the enemy's terror. Thanks to advanced cooling technology, they remain comfortable, watching the enemy fleet like prey in a trap. The order is given. The battleship's weapons awaken, firing with surgical precision. The enemy fleet, arranged in a rigid square, suddenly finds itself under fire from all sides, the ocean erupting into a wall of flame. Panic erupts among the Arcadina fleet. Their wooden hulls, built for traditional combat, are no match for the modern explosives. The sea turns into a graveyard of fire and splinters. Landon's battleship circles the wreckage, a predator demonstrating total dominance. The battle is short, brutal, and one-sided, effectively ending the threat before it could even begin. Back at home, the Empire of Yawden is in the grip of Baymard fever. Citizens clamor for canned goods, lipsticks, and diapers, their lives forever changed by the influx of advanced products. In the royal palace, Sirius MacLean reads reports about the bastard prince who has turned the continent upside down. Intrigued by Landon's innovations, he decides it is time to see Baymard for himself, in secret. With the threat at sea neutralized, Landon turns his attention to Riverdale City. He travels by jeep, inspecting the progress of the new tarred roads that serve as arteries for his growing influence. The citizens of Riverdale no longer fear their old lords. They have found a new leader in Landon. They greet his caravan with cheers, recognizing him as a godlike figure who brought them prosperity and hope. In his office, Landon reviews the growth of Riverdale. The death rate is falling, the standard of living is rising, and the city is transforming. He is building a better world, one region at a time. Back in Baymard, the system delivers a long-awaited notification. The ghostly prince has arrived. Landon's mission enters its critical phase. He must find this mysterious figure to complete his task. In a luxury hotel, William, the long-lost ghostly prince, gazes upon Baymard. The city is a revelation of light, comfort, and power. He is both awestruck and cautious, plotting his next move with his loyal men. Amidst the political maneuvering, William encounters Paula, a strong and beautiful guard. Her grace and strength ignite feelings he has never experienced, adding a layer of personal complexity to his arrival. The Empire gathers for the royal wedding. It is a day of joy and celebration, a moment of peace and happiness that briefly overshadows the brewing political storm. The Queen Mother is a vision of modern elegance in a gown that redefines the standards of the Empire. The crowd is mesmerized, witnessing the start of a beautiful union. The wedding concludes, and Landon finally meets the visitor in the Crimson Garden. The system pings, "This is the ghostly prince." They embrace as long-lost brothers, their shared past creating a foundation of trust. Days later, the true antagonist arrives. Landon Barn, king of Arcadina, marches toward Baymard with his sons and guards. His heart is filled with rage, greed, and a burning desire for revenge. At the land port, Alec's pride is shattered. He is treated not as a king, but as a common visitor. The humiliation of being forced to hand over his weapons sparks a violent outburst. Alec orders his men to attack, but the guards are ready. With a flash of electric fire, the Arcadinian elite are paralyzed, collapsing like puppets with cut strings. The humiliation is absolute. The tyrant king is cast outside the gates, stripped of his dignity. The peasants look on, no longer in fear, but with a newfound contempt for the man who once ruled them with an iron fist. William and his men watch the chaos from a distance, the shock of the taser-based defense settling in. They realize that Baymard's power lies not in chivalry, but in a terrifying, unseen mastery over nature. With the annoying guests temporarily sidelined, Landon returns to his work. He gathers his overseers to discuss the next grand project, hot air balloons. The sky, too, shall belong to Baymard. Landon aims to turn the Empire into an attraction, with sky tours that offer breathtaking views of the districts. Safety is paramount, and only the most skilled and courageous will be allowed to master the clouds. He gazes at the horizon, his ambitions reaching ever higher. The Ghost Prince is here, the enemy is humiliated, and the skies are next. Landon Barn continues his steady march to reshape the world. Every day is a struggle, every triumph a step forward. Landon knows the path is narrow, but his resolve is unbreakable. He is the master of this land, and his legacy is being written in iron and light. As the sun sets over Baymard, the city glows with promise. The people work, love, and dream, living in a golden age born from a stranger's vision. The future is bright, and the king is watching over it all. The stage is set. 2 cousins, 2 kings, and a destiny that binds them. The dance of power has only just begun, and the world of Hertfilia will never be the same again.